They have programmed you to destroy yourself. But there are 3 steps that you can take to reverse it. I hope you take this video seriously. It is quite possibly the most serious video I have ever made. You have been programmed to destroy yourself from within. This is a program that, unless you are actively working to reverse it, and you have the proper tools to reverse it, this program is inside of you, working to create a scenario where you will willingly destroy yourself. Unless diffused, this program will succeed. There is no middle ground. You can no longer sit on the sidelines and not take a position on what is happening with the world. You will either be programmed to follow the narrative and willingly destroy yourself from within, or you will make the decision to take completely contrary action and act 100% opposite from the programming that is put inside of you. But in order to do that, you have to have the proper fuel, if you will. Otherwise, from my observation and in my experience, it is impossible. Just to want to escape the matrix is not enough. There is more. This programming is designed to continuously flood your mind with debilitating thoughts. Debilitating means to take your power away. So these thoughts continuously make you feel powerless. And these thoughts have to do with money, prestige, reputation, love, acceptance. And you are continuously flooded with these thoughts. And these thoughts continuously take your power away from you. And this is continuous. And it is 100% widespread. There is no place where this is not being fed into your brain. These intrusive thoughts create paralyzing emotions which prevent you from taking action. So the debilitating intrusive thoughts that are constantly coming in, that are designed to make you feel weak and powerless, this creates panic in you. Panic, fear, anger, depression, confusion, cognitive dissonance. These are the emotions that have been programmed, designed to be released in you. This is your body's way of trying to deal with these continuous thoughts. Programming can be unconscious or conscious, it doesn't matter. It's continuously happening to you, all the time. Humans have lost the ability to determine their own identity and their personal identity. Their personal destiny. Humans have lost the ability to decide who they want to be in life. They've lost the ability to decide their own destiny. Because how can you possibly do that when you are continuously being flooded with these intrusive, debilitating thoughts that force you to respond in these extreme survival emotions: fear, anger, depression, cognitive dissonance, confusion, suicidal thoughts. These are the natural responses, and these have been meticulously programmed into you. So people are obsessed with managing their debilitating emotions instead of deciding their destiny. I did a live stream last night, and once again it was brought to my attention. This is something I see especially with people who are new to the channel, but even if you've been on the channel for a while, this is the case. People have an inability to decide what they want for themselves. They may have a desire for something. They may know that they want something, but their first response to that desire is to talk themselves out of it. And they talk themselves out of it with the debilitating thoughts that are being programmed into them. I can't afford it. It's not the right time. I need to get a job. Whatever it is. And what's interesting is that, people come to me because I'm offering all of the tools that I have to the channel, to the world. Anybody who wants my tools can come and get them. There are free tools and there are tools that you pay for because I have to put in time and energy into them. But it doesn't matter which tools are offered to people. They oftentimes will talk themselves out of it and they come up with excuses. And what's interesting is that they believe that their excuses actually will talk me out of wanting this for them. When they say, I really like what you're offering, but I can't afford to spend $55 a month on a subscription program on YouTube because I don't have a job and I don't have any money. And they honestly think that that excuse is going to land on me and I'm going to go, oh, I understand. Well, it makes sense. They want me to agree with them. Yeah, you can't do anything for yourself. You can't reach out and become anything or do anything. You're right. You have to understand our ancestors never thought like that, ever. My ancestors, the Norse, they said, those who die in battle go to Valhalla. They understood that going to Valhalla, which means succeeding in life, means that you have to be willing to die for it. They understood that. That was built into them. Their operating system started with, you have to go after everything that you want, and if you do, you will get it and you will succeed. And that is not what people say today. People actually believe the excuses that they give. I can't get what I want. I can't become what I want. I can't do what I want because I don't have a job, because I don't have money, because I have this illness. These are all excuses that have been programmed into you. And you are now spouting them out because you don't have the ability to make the decision to be who you want to be. And this may sound like I'm criticizing people. I'm not. Because it takes a tremendous amount of energy to actually sabotage yourself. So people are obsessed with managing their debilitating emotions instead of deciding their destiny. People ask me all the time, how do I get over my fear? And I say the same thing every time. When did I ever tell you you were supposed to get over any emotion? The only thing I've ever taught you, and the only thing I ever will teach you, is that find out what it is that you want and then go after it, regardless of how you feel. Our ancestors knew that, but we don't. We believe that our first priority is to manage our feelings, and when we feel okay, then we will have the ability to act. We have it backwards. The powers that be understand how this 3D simulation works, and they have created a society narrative that acts as a mental parasite. It is a mental parasite. It might as well be, and in some cases I think it's an actual program that burrows into your brain, it burrows into your mind, into your psyche, and it never stops. It will never stop. The only time it will stop is when it destroys you. And it is designed to destroy you. And it'll come at you at whatever your weak point is. The ultimate goal of this parasite is to make it impossible for you to decide who you are and what you truly want. And this is the genius in the plan that they have laid for you. That you no longer have the ability to decide who you want to be. That is what our ancestors lived on. In fact, children were born and programmed with the idea that you decide who you are. If you decide to tell yourself you are something, that is what you will become. And we no longer have that ability. The ultimate goal of this parasite is to make it impossible for you to decide who you are and what you truly want. Unless aggressively eliminated, this parasite will eventually program you to willingly destroy yourself from within. I could go into detail about all of the members of my immediate family. All of them are dead. I believe all of them are dead. I don't know if my brother is alive or not. If he is alive, he's in his late 60s, and he is very likely panhandling on the street, sick and crippled. And that was completely his choice. I know because I grew up with him. I watched him make decisions. I watched what happened to my sister. I watched what happened to my mother and my father. They willingly destroyed themselves from within. And that's just my family. I could go into the friends that I've known who have willingly destroyed themselves from within. We could talk about my students. Many students who are making lots of progress have willingly destroyed themselves from within. Many of my students have succeeded because they followed the 3-step plan that I'm going to share with you. There is a way out, but I want you to understand you don't have the luxury to sit back and decide maybe later, oh, I'll figure it out, or after this, or, maybe after I've saved up some money. I hear this all the time. After I've saved up some money doing this job I can't stand, or after I've been in this relationship for however many years I can't tolerate, maybe after that, maybe then I'll go do what I want. It doesn't work that way. Those are all part of the debilitating feelings and the inability to decide who you are. You can choose to decide to be somebody different. I'm going to repeat myself. You can choose to decide to be somebody different. I'm going to tell you how to do that. The only solution is to erase your 3D identity and replace it with your 5D identity, and then act from this new 5D self. So your 3D identity was programmed into you, and you actually believe that's who you are. And we could take it from a spiritual perspective. This world is a 3D construct. It is a video game, and the person that you are, the human that you are, is a character. It's a fictional character that was written and created, and you helped write and create it. And now you're playing out the part. I know, I used to be an actor. You know what we used to do? A good actor, what they do is they get a script and they figure out what is the main life goal of this character. It doesn't matter whether it's a villain or whether it's the hero or tragic figure. It doesn't matter. Every one of them has a goal of who they want to be and what they want to accomplish. And then you start to empathize with them and you start to convince yourself that that's your goal, that's your desire. And this gives you the ability to manufacture emotions. Now, you're not making them up. They're coming up spontaneously as a result of your character trying to achieve what they think they want out of life. And so I know for a fact, because I was able to convince myself of being people that were completely different from me. So I understand that you can program yourself, but you have to commit to it. And your ego, same actors go through this as well. Your ego will seek to fight against the new identity that's being programmed in. So good actors have to go through a period where they have to get over their own ego and their own defenses so they can open up to this new character's identity. Life is no different. You have taken on a character and you have accepted it, and it has been embedded so deeply within you that you don't believe you can be anything else. But the way out is to erase that old identity and replace it with a new one. So the only solution is to erase your 3D identity and replace it with your 5D identity, and then act from this new 5D self. Step 1. Consciously invite higher dimensional light beings to communicate with you. This is done through CE5 meditation. If you don't know what it is, go look it up. The letter C, the letter E, the number 5, protocols, meditation. Anybody can do it. It's all over the internet. There's all kinds of tools to help you do it. You can also do interdimensional meditation. That's my version of it. I go a little bit more deeply into it. I'm more focused on deep interaction and communication with these beings as opposed to just seeing them fly around in the sky. But either one is a fine start. So do CE5 meditation or interdimensional meditation and consciously ask higher dimensional beings to show you who you truly are. Because the character that you're playing on Earth is not who you are. Look, the game is over. The play is over. The curtain has come down. The director has yelled cut. You don't have to play that part anymore. You did. You had a karmic character that you had to play out. And you had to play out your karmic destiny. You had to do that. You knew that when you came into this reality, when you incarnated. I was going to say when you subscribed. When you subscribed to the Earth game, when you incarnated, you knew that you were coming to play that character. You knew that. But now this 3D Earth is being deleted. It's over. So you need to be able to take off the costume. Now, there have been roles that I've played. I played some really, really, really out there characters. And I had to go into some really dark places in my mind, really crazy dark places. And a couple of times I had a hard time coming back because I had convinced myself so thoroughly that I was that character that when the play was over, I couldn't shake it. Of course, I ended up doing that, but it was difficult. That's what's happening to you right now. You've been playing this character. If you're not happy with your life, if you feel miserable, if your life is less than what you want, you're poor, you're sick, you're unhappy, you're unlovable, you're whatever it is, that's the character you are playing. So you can let go of that. But you have to have an identity to replace it. And this is where light beings come in. If you ask them, they will show you who you truly are. And then you have to do the work of putting that new identity in, replacing the old identity with the new one. So if you consciously ask higher dimensional beings to show you who you truly are, they will. Step 2, you then activate the heart-mind stargate to flood your mind and body and nervous system with higher dimensional energy. And the reason for that is because higher dimensional beings can only start the process. You must complete the process by deliberately and continuously flooding your body with the only energy that can destroy the mental parasite. So the mental parasite is going to fight for its life. And you're going to perceive this as you are dying. Your ego is going to take a hit. You know, one of the most absolutely unbelievable things about this process that I never would have imagined beforehand is that when the light beings tell you who you truly are in higher dimensions, they are going to say something incredibly, unbelievably grandiose. And when you hear it, it is going to sound like you're having some kind of a narcissistic delusion. Now, the interesting part is that this beautiful, grandiose description of who you really are, your ego is not going to like it. And this is how you know you're not crazy. Because crazy people are very attached to their delusions. They think they're God, they think they're the Messiah, and they're very attached to it. And if you try and talk them out of it, they get very defensive. So that's a delusion. When you're actually told who you truly are, your third dimensional mind will reject it outright. You will feel guilty. You will feel shame. You will feel like you've gone crazy. That's how you know that's who you really are. That's the identity that you have to replace your 3D identity with. So the feeling that their blissful, beautiful interaction is killing you is accurate. It's killing your 3D self. And this is why it's so difficult for so many people to ascend. And this is why so many people, even if they start the ascension process, will turn around and run the other way. So higher dimensional beings can only start the process. You must complete the process by deliberately and continuously flooding your body with the only energy that can destroy the mental parasite. So your heart mind, this is something we've all had, but the stargate within your heart has not been activated in humans until now, except in very rare cases by individuals who had a destiny to learn this. But these people in those times, in order to survive, they had to go off into the mountains and, just live in nature and, not eat any, just eat rice and whatever bugs they can find or whatever. These people had to live like that. That's why the Taoists went into the mountains and created their first monasteries in the mountains, so that they could be out of society, so that they weren't constantly being pulled into the society narrative. And they were looked upon as outcasts, as weirdos, as like even in times past, way back before higher civilization came into Europe, the Europeans had these crazy wizards. You had to keep your distance from these crazy wizards. It's because they had to live away from people so that they could be able to shift. And that is how you open this stargate. It is a very real thing. Don't poeticize it. I talk about it and people say, oh yeah, I've been doing that. And I can tell immediately if you have or you haven't. This is a very real energy. This is a very real stargate within you. And it is now something that all human beings can actively and instantly open. And what will happen is the power that floods through your body, your mind, and your nervous system will give you the ability to see into the other realm. But you're going to have to continuously fill your body with it in order to flood and destroy the parasite. So think of it like a medicine. So higher dimensional beings can only start the process. You must complete it by deliberately and continuously flooding your body with the only energy that can destroy the mental parasite. Step 3. Use the 12 steps to 5D to deliberately dismantle the parasite self-destruction programming. So on this channel, I made a series called the Steps to 5D, the 12 Steps to 5D. If you do those, that is a path that you can actually follow, that if you fully commit to it, it will begin to erase the programming within you. When you do all 3 of these things, it is guaranteed that you can ascend. If you do all 3 of them, if you put everything you have into it, all 3 of these steps, you can ascend. If you don't, there's a real possibility that you can get pulled back in. It's like trying to swim upstream. So if you have a motor, then you'll be able to go upstream. But if you don't have the motor, then that current is going to pull you back further and further. I'm giving you the steps that will give you a very powerful motor that will allow you to go completely against the current. So, what are the steps? Let's go through them all. Again, I believe it starts here. Number 1, consciously invite higher dimensional light beings to communicate with you. Step 2, activate the heart-mind stargate to flood your mind, body, and nervous system with higher dimensional energy. This will give you the power. This will give you the engine. And then, in order to continue the process to completely erase your old identity and give you the power to create a new one, Step 3, use the 12 steps to 5D to deliberately dismantle the parasite self-destruction program. So there's stuff on this channel that is free. We do live interdimensional meditations twice a week, every Wednesday and Saturday, 8:30 p.m. They are free for everybody. If you can't make the live stream, you can go to the live section on my YouTube channel and you will see them archived. Doesn't matter, just pick one. You can go back 6 months, a year, 2 years, just pick one and do it. Trust me, you're going to have an experience. This is how you first connect with the light beings. And the step 2, opening the Stargate, this is very simple. It's just simple physical movements. As it turns out, the body, the way it's set up, is that when you take certain postures and put your hand in certain movements, in certain hand postures, when you understand this technique, it automatically switches on the 5D heart-mind Stargate and releases energy into the body. And if you have never felt it and you want to test me, again, this isn't something you make up. There's a lot of New Age people out there. They want to think themselves into a better mindset. I got nothing against that, but I'm here to tell you that it's going to take more than that. If you're anything like me, it's going to take more than that. The good news is there's a very simple hack. You just do physical movements that flips on the energy, that channels higher dimensional energy directly from higher dimensions through your heart mind into your body. And it's energy that you're not going to find anywhere else. Qigong won't do it. Yoga won't do it. The only place you can find it that I'm aware of is through me. There might be some other people out there still teaching, but good luck if you're going to find them. I'm the only person that I know of that's publicly making this available. So if you want to start from the beginning and learn how to flip that switch on, then you can go do the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. That will prepare your body for the energy. Okay, so some of the heart-mind energy is in that, but it's also Qigong and yoga, which prepares the body and the meridians for the power you're going to receive. If you want to feel the energy very strongly, then I've created the Summoning the Immortals Qigong. So if you go to the shop, go to thunderwizard.com and click on the shop, you will see a bunch of things there, and the Summoning the Immortals is only $29, and that is as powerful a form as you're ever going to find. It's called Qigong, but it really is Qigong. It's that energy I'm talking about. So I encourage you to prove me wrong. Go do that and prove me wrong. And you'll find out that this is a very real energy. So there are things you can do beyond that. Those of you who have done the things that I've already said, you can go and go into the intermediate Maoshan, which is the 5-element spirit fighting sets, which you can get where I just showed you. Go to thunderwizard.com, hit shop in the menu, and then go and get the 5 elements, or you can go to maoshan.thunderwizard.com. So once you get there, then you will be able to subscribe to the Maoshan Level 1. So Maoshan Level 1 instructional videos, that will give you access to the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong and give you access to the Maoshan instructional videos. Now that's only for people who have gotten the 5-element spirit fighting sets and are working on them or have already worked on them. If you haven't done that, stick with the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. You can also do Celestial Qigong. You can see right there, Celestial Qigong, Summoning the Immortals. Those are great for beginners. Celestial Qigong, Summoning the Immortals, and the Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. Whatever it is, do something every day that will flip that switch on. I've given you all kinds of tools. I've made them available for anybody. If anybody says they can't use the tools, then I can't help you. If you can't, seriously, you can't come up with $29, I can't help you. You've got much worse problems than what I can do. You've got to get off the street. That's how bad things have to be for you to say I can't get the summoning the immortals. All right, so there it is, my friend. You've been programmed to destroy yourself from within, and unless diffused, this program will succeed. You've been programmed to have intrusive thoughts that disempower you, and those disempowering thoughts create these intense feelings of fear, anger, depression, weakness, confusion, cognitive dissonance, and then your entire goal will be to try and deal with the emotions. Why do you think there are so many drugs that are being sold for all kinds of mental, psychological, and emotional reasons? It's because it's working. People have all of these now there's a new name for new mental illnesses all the time, and it really is just about people who can't tolerate their feelings, and they think if they can just make their feelings go away, it'll all be okay. But as long as you are being programmed and that parasite is in there constantly throwing those negative thoughts into your brain, you will be completely, totally obsessed with trying to make your bad feelings go away. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to make your feelings go away. You just have to take the appropriate actions that are contrary to them. That's what this channel is all about. The most powerful thing you can do is work with me personally. So the way that you do that is you go to thunderwizard.com, you click on memberships, you will see multiple ways that you can work with me. I encourage you to do that, especially if you're having difficulty. You're doing the things that I'm talking about, but you can't get over the intrusive thoughts and the intense emotions. I can help you with that. So there you go. I love you all, and I'm here for you. Please be very good to yourselves, and until I see you next time, I wish you all the best.